James Corrigan is the Big 12 Steeplechase Champion. We're live at Studio B with your day-to-day BYU Sports play-by-play. I'm Spencer Linton alongside Jerem Jordan, the Big 12 Steeplechase Champion. James Corrigan is chasing even bigger things.
We thought that was pretty cool at the time, and it was.
A trip to Paris, perhaps, to run for the United States of America in the Summer Olympics. Now welcoming in James over Zoom. Wow, what a last little while for you, James, including the weekend where you finished third in the Olympic trials. How would you sum up your weekend, James?
Man, it was busy. I don't know what else to say. I started journaling this morning and trying to figure out how to put it all down on paper. But I think more than anything, it was just electric.
Okay, in the race, obviously you have goals and aspirations and thoughts going into this. Was a podium finish, if you will, was a top three finish among the possibilities in your mind? Did you think that high?
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's the reason you go to a championship. And like I said in my previous interview, you go into these things and you have to expect to win. You don't do it by accident. However, I will say you don't emotionally prepare for what it's actually going to feel like. And I think crossing the line, you saw that. And so less of maybe like shock, it was, oh my goodness, we actually did it, you know? So I guess there was some shock factor for sure. But yeah, you have to plan for it, but you can never fully prepare.
What was it like for you to see your good friend and teammate Kenneth Rooks in the #1 spot and then realize, oh my gosh, we being the emphasis, Kenneth and I both finished in the top three?
Yeah, that was special. I know how much pressure was riding on Kenneth to really perform and stuff, so it made me super happy to see him repeat in a very dominant way. And then also the last time we raced was our cross-country national meet. We've never raced in the steeple, and so the last time we raced, we had a very similar, two-person spread, and I was the one who was lucky to turn around and see him. And so this time it was awesome he turned around and I got to say, Kenny, I got third, and for both of us to share that moment.
It's pretty cool. They should have given you an opportunity, though, on NBC to be able to talk. The top two guys got to talk. They left you out. I was like, oh, and then Kenneth was trying to say something else. They had to go to break. Next time.
No worries. We'll get lots of opportunities.
Okay, walk us through the scenario here, because you finished top three. You're not automatically going to Paris. You have to run within the Olympic standards. So that means this weekend you're going to Penn State, and your boy Kenneth Rooks is going to help you out. Explain to the people what's going to happen this week at Penn State.
Yeah, so actually, I'd just make sure to say it's not Penn State. It's just Penn.
But it's Penn Relays, the famous Penn Relays. Yep.
Yes, sir. I'm so excited, though. It's going to be awesome. I feel so confident knowing that I have Kenny helping me out, and also just the backing of so many people ready to go. So I'm super excited to chase the standard. And, there's two options. One is getting the standard, which is obviously going to be the safest way. That's what we're shooting for. And off of world ranking points, we can get some leeway there. So we'll make it happen, and we're excited for it.
Okay, what is the standard for those that are looking for a specific number and something that they can look at and say, okay, he did it or he didn't do it?
Yeah, 8:15. 8:15 is the time to get. So that's the Olympic A standard that I'm trying to get this Saturday.
Have you hit that standard before?
Nope, not yet. I've run 8:21, and I ran that in the prelims. And I know people might be like, that's so far away. How are you going to do that? But really, this entire season has just been a nice long progression. I don't feel burnt out. I'm ready to go. I'm peaking at the right time. And I've also got a lot in me. A lot of these races are run in lane 2 or kind of swerving around, and they're tactical. And so to really have a race set up just for the time, I'm very confident it will go well.
Could shave some seconds off. That's what we're talking about. And it is unique in that you mentioned you got some pacers in this. It's going to be unique because you don't have just one guy kind of running ahead of you that you got to keep up with. You're going to have multiple guys. So tell us about the unique nature of that part of this.
It is something very special. I mean, it's not every day you get paced, a race just for you. And there's going to be other guys in there trying to get the standard. And so I'm grateful for that. It's going to feel, even more like just a typical race. But I couldn't be more grateful for everybody who stepped up and was willing to help and find some of these guys to help pace, and for the pacers being willing to help me chase my dream this in such a short notice as well.
What's your training schedule like leading up to the race, James?
Yeah, I mean, we're not going to do anything crazy, nothing different. We've already seen that our schedule of our normal training block works. And so today, actually right after this, I'm going to go hit a nice workout. So that'll be super fun. And then it'll be pretty chill. Maybe some strides here and there, but honestly, we're pretty locked in, ready to go.
Let's go back to the race in Eugene. There was a fun video that came up of Ed Eyestone and my neighbor, Ryan Waite. Ed is screaming, "Look at James! Look at James!" What's been some of the fun reaction of people who enjoyed watching you? And here it is. We're seeing it on BYU TV. They're freaking out. And then a camera follows them all the way around the stadium to go find you guys and give you a hug. What's been some of your favorite reactions to the race you ran?
Yeah, I was not disappointed. So obviously this one from our friend Todd, and then the Stanford brothers, Jacob and Garrett at home, they sent me an awesome one of them freaking out. And my next door neighbors back in Los Angeles sent me a video of their kids freaking out. And I think those were just everything got way cooler knowing that they had so much fun watching it. And I think that's what makes it even more exciting and just exhilarating, is knowing that everybody else was feeling what I was feeling.
James, how is the running world, and specifically the steeplechase world, observing and viewing BYU right now? What type of feedback are you getting there?
Well, people think we're building an empire in cross country and track, and that would be right. But I think more than anything, people are seeing BYU at the right time, at the right place. BYU, we're not doing anything, special necessarily. As a program, we definitely are, but there's nothing, more than just being very consistent and consistently good. But I think everyone's getting to see it on the big stage, which is, every single year we do great. But I think it's awesome that on this kind of stage, they're really seeing BYU shine.
Will you explain the relationship with Kenneth Rooks and kind of, obviously he's had the best year last year and this year, back-to-back USA championships, the NCAA championship and so on, the stumble, the recovery, it's been amazing. Of what he's kind of meant to you in that relationship and the opportunity to perhaps join him in Paris.
Yeah, 100%. Kenny's awesome. I wish our training would have lined up a little more, but obviously as a pro, he's not peaking at the same time that I am on a college schedule. But I think our relationship is definitely one of teammates and friends, but I also look up to him as, someone who can also still give me coaching tips on the steeple. I mean, he's that good. And so I really appreciate him being very Christ-like and willing to help. I mean, when you're a U.S. champ, you can think you're hot stuff. And I think Kenny does a good job of just taking it in stride, but being very humble and willing to help. So whenever I ask for help, he's always there, and he'll give me pointers, but he also is just excited to see what I can do.
All right, James, last question. Is the track at the Penn Relays a fast track? What do you know about it?
It's going to be. After we run under 8:15, it's going to be a fast track. It's definitely a mentality. So
it's going to be on fire. It's going to be blazing.
Fair enough. Let's give you some BYU Sports Nation karma, and we specifically are asking everyone and anyone within Cougar Nation that can get to Philadelphia for the Penn Relays to come and support James as he chases the Olympic standard Saturday night at Franklin Field at Penn. Race will be at approximately 8 p.m. James, take all the karma. Good luck, man. We'll be watching and cheering for you.
Thank you guys so much.
James Corrigan with us on BYU Sports Nation, trying to get to Paris.
He's going to do it, dude. He's going to do it this Saturday night. I can't wait. Okay, check out the latest Her Why podcast with BYU gymnast Mina Margraf. She goes in-depth about her journey to BYU. Find it wherever you get your podcasts.
Up next, BYU